Hello and welcome to my tutorial and review of Quibids, Quibids.com. I'm going to try to give an honest look at this and tell you the pros and tell you the cons. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and change the resolution to 720p. That will you will be able to view the small text better. So what is this? What is this site? They advertise this as an auction site, but it's definitely an auction site with a twist. It's not like eBay where you can bid as many times as you want and then pay the final price. One thing that they do is charge you 60 cents per bid. So I recommend right when you go to this site, to read the Quibids 101. They did a great job of putting all the information in here so you can make an educated decision if you want to participate on this website. So basically, every single bid will cost you 60 cents. And so what you'll do is you may buy 100 bids and that'll cost you $60. And then you can start bidding on items. So let's just go to the home and take a look at some of the items. Here's an Apple iPad, 64 gigabyte, up to $90. Let's go ahead and scroll down and see some other items for sale. Golf clubs, cameras, sunglasses. They pretty much will sell, everything, including gift cards. And everybody would, of course, love these big ticket items. MacBook Pro, get it for $64. So let's go ahead and look at one of these big ticket items. Let's go ahead and click on this Apple iPad, this 64 gigabyte version here. And scroll down and you can see how this works. So when they put this up, the auction started at 1 cent. And every time someone bids, it goes up 1 penny. So, let's say a few people bid on it and everybody stopped bidding on it, it'd go for 3 cents. But of course, everybody wants it, so people keep bidding on it. So if you look at the final price, $91.30, you can figure how many times this Apple iPad has been bid on. So if it was a penny each, we're at 9,133 bids. So if you do some quick calculation here, 9,133 bids and times that by 60 cents a bid, people have already spent close to $5,500 on bids. Some people may have spent only $5, some people may have spent $40 or $50 on bids. Some people may have a lot into this already. And over here it'll show you recently it sold for 127. So it might end there, but sometimes I've seen these go for 200. Sometimes it might go for 48. I'll try to show you one of those a little bit later here. But as they're bidding on it, you can see over here, these are all the bidders. We have 27 bidders that are pretty much have been bidding on it in the last 5 minutes. So over here you see it says single or bid-o-matic. Single is you decide, you push this button, bid, and you bid on it. You click on bid. If your internet connection goes down or something's delayed, you may miss out. And so one thing that they offer is this bid-o-matic. What bid-o-matic is you figure how many bids that you want to put for this item, like 50 bids. And when it gets right down to the wire with 1 second left, it will automatically bid for you. So some people use that. And I noticed on one of the ones that ended recently, there were actually people doing it manually, the single one. So that is how the bidding works. And this is how Quibids makes their money. They make their money by people bidding because it costs 60 cents every time someone bids. So they make a lot of money just from the bidding process. So what happens if you lose and you spent like $120 trying to bid? They do have a option where it's called buy it now for a discount, and you can buy the product at any time during the auction, or you can buy it for up to 2 hours after the auction. And this can be a big disadvantage, the only 2 hours. Suppose you're bidding on it and you have to go somewhere and you spend $120 and you come back, you have to buy it within 2 hours. So if 3 or 4 hours went by, you would lose all your money. So for example, let me explain this. So it shows this as being $899. Let's say I spent $100 in bidding on this and I lost. If I purchased it within 2 hours, I can buy it for $799. But a lot of times it's really not worth it to do that. I mean, they're trying to tell me that the value price of this 64 gigabyte iPad is $899. If I go over to the Apple store, I can buy it right from Apple, for $699 with the free shipping, and it's going to ship to me, so inventory is not really a problem. So you'll definitely want to factor that in. Some items, they might, the retail will be, like normal retail prices. Usually you can always find items online for a lot less than this number. Alright? So the buy it now, it's kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. And they really should make this 24 hours after the auction. I have no idea why they just have it just for the 2 hours after the auction ends. I think a lot of people are going to get burned wanting to maybe purchase it, but you got to make that quick decision, just 2 hours after. Another website you may want to look is a review site. The review site is called sitejabber.com, and we've had people, they have 178 reviews on this site. And if you start reading a lot of these, a lot of them are very negative because people started bidding on things and it started to end up costing them a lot more than what they may have spent $50, $60 and they still didn't get the item. And that's going to happen to most people with Quibids on Quibids.com. I mean, the only way to be able to make these items, this cheap is to have other people pay for them. And Quibids, they make quite a bit of money also. So let's go back to the home page here. And that's why it's very important to really educate yourself about this website. So definitely read all this information here on Quibids 101. Because one thing that, I've been impressed by them is going after the big ones, so the big ticket items. And they'll come right out and say, these auctions are high risk and high reward, and they should be treated that way. You can say the exact same thing about a lottery. When you buy a lottery ticket, there's a very, very good chance you're not going to win. Most people lose. And someone else wins, and they win a lot more money than they put into it. And that's exactly what this site is all about. It's kind of almost like a gambling site. Another site you may want to check out is this site talks a lot about, penny auction sites. It's tinyurl.com 2FTW98D. So check out this website. It just talks a little bit about penny auctions. If it's a good thing, it's good to kind of know what's behind it. So that's another good website, to check out. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at an auction that's already over. This was another Apple iPad, 16 gigabyte, and we have a winner here. And you can see that the winner, it went for $47.61, and the winner placed 42 bids, and it cost them $27. And so, probably after shipping, maybe they spent like $100. So this person got a really good deal. They spent maybe $100, and they're going to receive this iPad. But there was a lot of people that lost too. If we just do the quick math on this one, so there were 4,761 bids at 60 cents. That's $2,800 that people have spent on just trying to win this. So I'm sure that there were people that lost, $50, $60. And it probably wouldn't make sense for them to go ahead and, use the buy it now feature, because $6.99 on the Apple website, you can buy for $4.99, which is like a $200 difference. So the question is, should you really participate in Quibids? The decision is up to you. Sometimes people, they get a really good deal, and sometimes people lose a lot of money. It's kind of like the lottery. And so I wouldn't use it as a main shopping site, definitely, because a lot of times you're going to lose. Most people lose on this site. They can, try to purchase the items, but most of the time they'll end up paying more than if